Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones. Welcome to another edition of the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. Thank you very much for checking out the podcast. Go ahead and get this thing started. Thank you for checking out. If this is your first time, hopefully it won't be your last. We talk about the New Orleans Saints on this channel, and we also go live after every New Orleans Saints game. The New Orleans Saints get the victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars by a score of 13-6. And you have to say that you have to be impressed with the New Orleans Saints defense in this game. And this was by far one of the quickest games I think I ever seen the Saints play. I'm on Eastern Standard Time. I looked at the clock when this game was over. It was like around 3:40 or something. I'm like, wow, man. Usually a Saints game go well until like the 4 o'clock hour or the 3 o'clock hour if you're on Central Standard Time. But it's good to know that the New Orleans Saints can win games in different ways. I know, you have a lot of people who are commenting, they were saying what's going on with the Saints, what's wrong, what's wrong. But you want to know that your team can win in all different types of ways. So this wasn't a pretty game at all. Teddy Bridgewater, he struggled in this game. He was very inaccurate in this game. A lot of passes, I'm pretty sure he wish he can go back and throw again. Alvin Kamara, in my opinion, I don't think he should have played in this game. But I think the unsung hero in this game was Latavius Murray. Latavius Murray probably had his best game in the Saints uniform. I don't know why Sean Payton doesn't use Latavius Murray very much, but he answered the call. I mean, he had like 44 yards rushing, but there was some good, tough yardage. When the Saints needed first downs, he was there. I mean, he even scored a touchdown, even though it was called back. So Latavius Murray did an outstanding job. I think that the Saints got to be careful with Alvin Kamara. I understand what Alvin Kamara means to the Saints. I understand that he's a quality running back, one of the best in the business right now. But you want to be smart about how you utilize him. And you can tell like he wasn't right in this game. Yeah, he was getting a couple yards here and there, but he didn't have that actual explosion. Like when he catches the ball, normally he'll try to make a guy miss. It was more like he catch the ball and then, he absorbed the blow. But so I want to see better out of him. And I don't want to see the Saints go out here and cause him to miss some, extra amount of time he don't need. Once again, I'm a little bit under the weather. I did a podcast on yesterday. I was a little sick, and I'm still recovering from my sickness or whatever. So if I sound kind of hoarse or I'm coughing or sniffling, it's because I'm still dealing with a cold. So and I got my tea right here. So, but anyway, Teddy Bridgewater, he did a good job in this game. Teddy Bridgewater, um, he was clutch at the end. I think that pass that he threw to Jared Cook to seal the game, I think that was clutch. I think the pass in the back of the end zone to Jared Cook, that was a good play. And it was one of those games where it was like if whoever had the ball last or whoever makes a mistake is going to end up losing. And the Jacksonville Jaguars were that team that made a mistake. Gardner Minshew, he looked very pedestrian. And Dennis Allen and the defense did an outstanding job confusing him all game long. Leonard Fournette, he had like maybe like 75 yards rushing. So the Saints continue. I think they're 27 games without allowing a 100-yard rusher. So congratulations to them on that. And I just think that the eyes on to Chicago. It's on to Chicago to try to go out here and get this W. This is going to be a tough game, but I'm glad that the Saints actually showing that the defense is emerging as one of the top best defenses in the National Football League because they're going to need it against the Chicago Bears. Trust and believe me. So anyway, donations are available. You can donate through Streamlab or you can donate through Super Chats. They are available for you. And not going to be long once again because once again I'm dealing with this cold, but I just want to give you all a perspective about the black and gold. Jonathan O'Neal says, "Who that, baby? Hey man, what's going on?" Greg he's there. He said, "Who that? Your defensive win, absolutely." It's good to know that your defense can win games for you. Like I said, I know that we're so used to the offense winning games for us, scoring 40, 50 points, but that's not the Saints team anymore. This team is about running the football, not making mistakes, and trying to get the ball down the field and playing good defense. So it's good to know that your defense can step up and help out. Latavius Murray showed me he deserved the ball. Yeah, I mean, I called this. I said he should have been playing anyway. I think he should have been. I think he should have been playing in the first place because Alvin Kamara is very valuable, and you want him at 100% down the stretch. So I think that Latavius should have been playing in the first place. Just beating the Cowgirls 21-9. Yeah, I was watching that game before I decided to go live. Dallas Cowboys, man. What can you say about them? They dominate. They dominate the airways. They dominate the media. Yet, man, they don't even deserve it. And honestly, I'm just getting tired of hearing people talk about it. And their fan base is just so annoying. They think because they got 5 Super Bowls, all of a sudden, like the NFL must have stopped around that time or something. I don't know. Um, I guess we stopped playing football around 1995, but for the last 25 plus years, y'all team been mediocre at best. Who that from Baton Rouge, man? Sound like you're getting better already. Wife, taking care of you good. Man, I'll be all right. I had a fever last night. It was like 101. It was like 101. And my fever broke this morning. But you know how it is, man. You got these annoying coughs and stuff like that towards the end. So, I mean, I feel a whole lot better. I don't have them chills and stuff like that like I had. So I get rid of that, I'll be straight. uh, I wish Drew Brees was back. I wish Drew Brees was back too, but we ain't got Drew. We got Teddy, and Teddy right now is 4-0 as a starter. I mean, that's all you can ask for is for him to go out here and drive the bus, don't let it crash, and it hasn't crashed yet. The Saints are 4-0 under his watch. And I understand how people feel, The offense look completely different, but it is what it is. Like Teddy Bridgewater is doing the best that he possibly can. I think he could play a lot better than he did today, but they still won the game, and that's all you can ask for. Nobody remembers how you won the game. The only thing that matters is that you won the game. You called it once again when you said we need to play Murray more. Let Murray more problems. Yeah, man, I think Latavius Murray is a good running back. I mean, I always have. I mean, he just dealt with injuries over his career. Uh, he was a good running back in Oakland. He was a decent running back in Minnesota. And I thought that the Saints had a good find when they got him. I just don't think the Saints use him. I don't know why Sean Payton don't use him. I don't know. It's just because he wants to prove to everybody that Alvin Kamara is every down back. I mean, I don't know. But Latavius Murray, he should be utilized more. The guy's good. But he's one of those guys you got to continue to feed in order for him to get better with every carry. So I think Sean Payton needs to be patient with Murray. And I mean, he paid dividends today. He really did. Alvin needed to sit out. He's worn down. Just need to rest a week. The coaching staff needs to sit him down because he's too competitive to act for it himself. CJ, I agree. If this was the game that you was gonna send him, this was the game to do it. They going up against the Chicago Bears next week, and they're coming off a bye week. So I think if you would have set Alvin down for a week, because you really didn't need him in this game, to be honest. I mean, he really didn't do much in this game anyway. Um, I think they should have set him down and had him ready for Chicago. I think the extra week would have helped him out a little bit, but they're gonna need him down the stretch, man. So I mean, he went to the tent after the first drive, so ain't no telling what they did to him in that tent or what they did to him at halftime to help him go the distance in this game. But I want to see him healthy, man. I want to see him get hurt. Uh, let's see. Mario Davis showed us every week just how valuable a free agent he was. Waiting to see if Kiko Alonso gets a good shot. Kiko did a good job this game. When he was in the game, I mean, he was stopping the run. I seen him in on a couple tackles. You know that he's gonna start getting in each and every week, as he develops. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see how Kiko is going to perform. We will beat the Bears. That's going to be a tall order. The Bears already got an elite defense, and they had an extra week to look at the Saints. This is not going to be an easy game for the black and gold. So we'll talk about that later on in the week when we breaking that down. They were so quick to sign Murray instead of waiting on Ingram. They definitely needed to use Murray more. That's because Mark Ingram agent wasn't answering the Saints calls. That's the reason why they had to sign him, but they signed Murray. Here we are. I never thought that Murray was bad. I think that we have a tendency of thinking when a person is not on the field, that means that they're not good. That ain't true, man. Like I said, sometimes Sean Payton, I think sometimes his ego get in the way of his judgment sometimes. And I think he looks at the news and stuff like that. They talk about Alvin Kamara, he's a scat back and all that kind of stuff. He can't run between the tackles. And now it seems like he's trying to use him as every down back. But Latavius Murray can be one of those guys that fits into your offense. He can catch out of the backfield. He can run between the tackles. And he's good on pass protection. So shame on Sean Payton if he's not using Latavius Murray. You think we need to be strong enough to cause trouble for Chicago? I think so. Chicago isn't one of those teams that's offensively explosive. They're known for running the ball and playing really elite defense. If the Saints can be willing to go toe to toe with them, being able to matriculate the ball downfield, sustain drives, I think they can get away with a victory. But we'll break that down later on in a week when we're talking about this game. Who would have thought 3 years ago our defense would be winning us games? I'm happy about that. I used to say all the time. I used to say all the time that I wish I wouldn't even be upset if we was winning games like this, if we had a good defense. I mean, we already know what the offense was doing. The offense was like scoring points, but the defense wasn't doing nothing. I'm happy about this because if Drew Brees come back, the offense is going to be back on pace. So when he comes back, and if that defense playing like that, ain't nobody beating the Saints. Ain't nobody gonna beat the Saints. If their defense is playing this elite and Drew Brees come back, man, I'm telling you, the league is in trouble because we've been wanting a defense like this for a very long time. I mean, a very, very long time. If you've been a fan of the Saints, you know the pain. You know the offense going out there scoring all these points, but the defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. I love it. I understand that the NFL is about scoring points. I understand that the NFL is about all these exotic offenses and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, it's about playing good defense too. And if your team ain't got no defense, you ain't going nowhere. You'll get some behinds and seats because people will be excited to see your offense play, but you ain't gonna win no games. You ain't going to the playoffs, and you definitely ain't gonna go to the Super Bowl. Less is more with Kamara. Even out the touches between him and Murray, Sean Payton almost outcoached himself. This was a game right here. Man, this was just sloppy all around. I'm going to be honest with you. The only people that had a good game was the defense. The offensive play calling was horrible. Just the man, all around this game was horrible. I just have to say it. Sean Payton, this was one of the worst coach games he ever had as a play caller. And I think that I think everybody needs to take a look in the mirror and say what can they do better offensively going into the game against the Bears. I don't think he outcoached himself. I just think that the game plan that they had in place wasn't it. But luckily, Dennis Allen's game plan that he had was in place, and that's what got the Saints the victory. Eli and Lattimore are locked down. Yep, they playing real good football right now. Eli Apple playing up to his expectations, and Lattimore and Lattimore out there balling, got an interception today. And Eli Apple almost got one himself. So, yo, Teddy can't play Chicago like he played today. Chicago defense will be running the other way with a pick if he don't stop over and under throwing passes. Yeah, I agree with that. But like I said, we're gonna talk about the Bears. I know everybody want to talk about the Bears, but I promise you, man, we're gonna have a whole prediction, and I take your questions about it going into the next podcast. Uh, Davis, Davis was living, hunting, and prowling and killing. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah, he definitely was, man. Um, I don't think he on that hit on Jeff Swain. I don't think, of course, he didn't mean to knock him out. He led more with his shoulder than anything. But I was glad they didn't kick him out of the game. Um, I was glad about that. So, but the Mario Davis, I mean, he leading by example. I mean, he almost had an interception today. He was good in run support, and like I said, man, I've ever had. Chosen Kingston. I've been seeing people say it was a boring game, but I'd rather take a boring W than an entertaining L. Sometimes game managing old school fundamentals is the way to go. It worked. Yeah, I agree, Chosen. And shouts out to you, man. I think you follow me on Twitter today, so thank you, man. I appreciate that. But to be honest with you, I agree with you. I mean, you can have an elite offense. I mean, look at the Chiefs. Chiefs had an elite offense, right? They lost today against the Texans. So what that tell you, you know, if you got an elite, if you got an elite offense, and y'all just going out there throwing the ball all over the place, that's cool. But what's gonna happen when you go up against a team that can stop you? You know, I mean, but you can't stop them. You get what I'm saying? So I'm happy for it. I've been waiting for the Saints to have a defense like this for a long time. Explain how will we be able to block Mac from the Bears? He can shut down the entire offense. How? How? Man, we'll talk about that next week. Saints should be okay at Chi-Town. I just don't see the Bears doing enough to beat the Saints. All right. Saints 49ers gonna be a barn burn December 9th. Circled it on my calendar. Yeah, man, the way the 49ers look, they look like they legit. I said they were smoke and mirrors on the podcast, the NFC South versus the NFL, but look like I'm going to have to be eating crow about them 49ers too, because I think right now they beating up on the Rams. That's cap. We had a great defense last year. Uh, got to beat the refs first somehow. Yeah, we had a good defense last year. I ain't saying great. They better than they were last year. I mean, towards the beginning of the year, I mean they look horrible, and then like towards the end they started to buckle down and play a lot better. But this year, I mean, the entire body of work has been, I mean, really, really better than it was last year. Kamara ankle was swollen. Only reason he ain't get loose. Yeah. I mean, he just didn't look right. I mean, he even fumbled the football. Like, when the last time you seen Alvin Kamara fumble the football? I don't think I ever seen that dude fumble. You know, I mean, he just wasn't right. I mean, that's just the honest truth. He wasn't right. He was just out there, man. And I appreciate the effort, but I think Sean Payton and the offensive staff should have set him down. Uh, Heading out the future, bruh. It is what it is. I think the Bucks was aberration. Yeah, we need to draft a quarterback ASAP. Rams playing trash. I hope that the Jets beat the Cowboys. What's the score of that Cowboys-Jets game? Somebody tell me. Uh, Bears offense suck. Rams ain't nothing without the refs. Matt need to fix our rating. I seen Armstead take Mac out the game, and we played them years back. The Raiders. You think he'll be right for the game? AK. Do I think he's gonna be right? Pretty sure he is. 21-16, Jets with 4 minutes left. Who got the ball? Who got the ball? Cowboys or the Jets? Man, bruh. If the Cowboys lose to the Jets, man, oh my goodness, there's nothing a Cowboy fan can say to me. First off, this game should have been like 24-16 right now. I think the last thing I seen, Sam Darnold threw an interception in the red zone, which is a big no-no. I don't know if that was one of those plays where a receiver, he should have went a little bit further in all of football. I say every single year they in the press, and I said they don't deserve it. So of course, like every single Cowboy fan that you know, what they do, start throwing up them 5 Super Bowls they got. That's all they do. Oh man, we got 5 Super Bowls. We got a rich tradition in NFC East. Who cares? Okay, like, do people stop playing football the year that they win a Super Bowl, or you just completely like validate yourself forever? So anytime somebody go at your team and say, "Man, your team suck," you gonna throw the Super Bowls up, and we supposed to just forget that. We supposed to be like, "Yeah, you right, you right. Y'all got 5 Super Bowls. Man, y'all 1-4, but y'all got 5 Super Bowls. Man, y'all lost 3 straight, but y'all got 5 Super Bowls." That's what we supposed to do, right? Man, whatever. Look, they can talk about the Saints all they want to. They can talk about the Saints franchise history and all that. But as far as I know, for the last 3 seasons, the New Orleans Saints been one of the best teams in the NFC. And you can make an argument the Saints have been the best team in the NFL. So for all those people out there talking about the Saints and still holding on to them Super Bowls with every little five of your being, trust and believe, man. Nobody care about that kind of stuff, man. Like the Dallas Cowboys, I'm telling you, if they lose to the Jets, man, Jets up by 8 with 3. Oh, they kicked the field goal. Okay, Dallas in trouble. I love Teddy, but that boy Sam Darnold going crazy on them Cowboys. got him looking, got him looking like Brady out there. Jason Garrett still clapping. Yeah, that's all Jason Garrett do is clap, man. I feel bad for Jason Garrett because we really don't know if Jason Garrett is a good coach or not. Man, we all know that Jerry Jones is the coach of that team. Um, Jason Garrett is just a placeholder. If I was, man, I would love to see Jason Garrett go to another team to see if he can actually coach. Like to see if he can actually coach. But you'll never know as long as he the Cowboys coach. I can tell you that. I think the Falcons tied that game with the Arizona Cardinals. Am I not mistaken, young Nolan? Ain't the game with like 27-27? Donald first game back, and he picking them apart. Garrett Clapp is killing me. Dak looked his best with Romo in his ear. Watch Greg Williams bring the house on Dak. Yeah, man. When I seen Greg Williams out there, I said, yeah, it's gonna be a rough day for that boy. Look, we can talk about Greg Williams all we want. Greg Williams, the reason why the Saints got that Super Bowl. I mean, Sean Payton took like 250,000 of his own dollars, gave it to Greg Williams. Greg Williams became the defensive coordinator of the Saints, and he got us that Super Bowl. So I ain't mad. I ain't mad at Greg Williams. They talking about Bounty Gate, all that stuff right there, but that man, I mean, the he got us a Super Bowl, but he's also the reason why we lost to the 49ers in that divisional round of the playoff. because him blitzing and stuff like that. But that is what it is, man. Greg Williams, that man know how to coach some defense. The way they hitting Dak, they gonna have Bounty Gate in New York real soon. Falcons let Cardinals get 600 yards before halftime. Wow. Dak just took a big sack. 33-34 Cardinals under 2 minutes left. Who got the ball? Who got the ball in the Cardinal game? Somebody let me know that. I know this the State of Saints podcast, but I think we all can agree. I mean, this game wasn't there wasn't really too many highlights in this game. There wasn't too many highlights in this New Orleans Saints game. Besides like that one touchdown by Jared Cook, it's good to see Jared Cook actually coming into his own, being a part of the Saints offense. I mean, Michael Thomas, he had a pretty decent game. We had 9 catches, 89 yards, 8 catches, 89 yards. Like nobody really stood out in this game, in my opinion. Cameron Jordan had 2 sacks. I mean, man, it was just one of those games. It was just one of those games where it's hard to like find like some highlights. But I'm just glad that they got the win. I'm glad they 5-1. Now it's on to Chicago. So as long as the Saints continue to win, they should be in good shape. I'm not too afraid of the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, even though I think they won like 4 straight games. Also, I'm not really concerned about them at all. I think that the New Orleans Saints are just a better football team. The New Orleans Saints have just showed us in the last couple of weeks that they can win all different ways. And as a fan, I think we all need to appreciate that because this shows you right here, as long as the Saints, uh, are playing, they got opportunity to win the game. Greg said, "Do you think Newton lost his job?" No, I don't think he lost his job. But uh, Kyle Allen is playing really well. I think he's doing a good job out there. But I mean, this is Cam Newton's team. I can't see them getting rid of Cam just because Kyle Allen out there winning some games. I mean, he's not the main reason they winning. Christian McCaffrey is the main reason they winning. So he just out there driving the bus like Bridgewater. But this is definitely Cam Newton's team. I can't see them. I can't see them getting rid of Cam Newton over no Kyle Allen. Bright spot, low penalties offensively, and overall Marshawn interception. PJ short tackling. Eli Blanket in his assignments. Yeah, man. Not to mention Marcus Williams, man. I know we always shine the light on Lattimore and Apple and stuff like that, but Marcus Williams is playing some of his best ball of his career right now. I mean, he's number one among people at his position. I think he's ranked like 89 according to Pro Football Focus. I know y'all seen that pass breakup that he had today. I mean, he has short hand. He's a short tackler. To me, out of that secondary, I think Marcus Williams is probably playing better than anybody out there, to be honest with you. Um, Bridgewater doing the bird box challenge while he's driving the bus. Man, I don't know, man. A couple of them passes, I was like, man, what was he thinking? Like, he had one pass, man. I'm telling you, he could have threw to Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas would have just waltzed into the end zone. He threw it clean over his head. I'm like, dude, what are you looking at? But like I said, man, he still wasn't rattled. He went out there, he did his job, man. He found Jared Cook in the back of the end zone, and he did enough for him to win. Like I said, man, we want elite offense from a backup quarterback. I mean, that's just what it is. We want elite quarterback play from Teddy Bridgewater when he's a backup quarterback. He's not going to be Drew Brees. He threw 4 touchdowns last week, but at the end of the day, I mean, he's still a backup quarterback, and he's not Drew Brees. Drew Brees is one of the most accurate quarterbacks that ever played the game. So if you think that this dude about to go out here If you think this dude about to go out here and throw for 5 touchdowns like Drew Brees do, it's just not gonna happen. Some games he might have like 2 or 3 touchdowns, and some other game he might have one. That's just the way Teddy plays, man. But I'm just glad they got the win. I'm not being picky. You know, I mean they won today, and that's all that matters to me. Refs trying to cheat for the Cowboys. Um, are the Jets still winning the game? Draft a quarterback, and we can keep that D. Yeah. If you get a young quarterback, you'll be able to build around him, and you'll be able to build an elite defense. I agree with that, but I don't know. Teddy Bridgewater, in my opinion, I mean, he auditioning for not only the Saints but a couple other teams in the National Football League. If he plays like that, he's not going to be a good quarterback. Yeah, probably a rough outing for Teddy Bridgewater. Very rough outing, man. The Falcons lost to the Cardinals. Enough said. Yeah, bro. Yeah, they season over, man. It's sad. It's sad, man. I mean, we all know, man, we don't like the Falcons. And if you follow me on this podcast, you know I definitely don't like the Falcons. But it's just sad right here. I mean, when you go at a Falcon fan and it's just like I don't know, it's like trying poking a dead body with a stick. You know what I'm saying? Like just insult to injury. But the Falcons are horrible this year. They probably gonna be like picking in the top 10. Uh, they might get a new head coach. I think Dan Quinn is gone. Um, I mean, they just don't have it, man. They just ain't got it. Um, it's sad, man. It's just sad. But you ain't about to get no tears from me. For real. Like, that's just pathetic. Losing to the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals aren't a good football team, but the Falcons aren't either. So I guess the Falcons are even worse than the Cardinals because the Cardinals got the win. What if we get a Patrick Mahomes type? Good luck finding that, my friend. Good luck finding a Patrick Mahomes type. Patrick Mahomes type come around like every decade. Um, I mean, they got some good quarterbacks in college, man. Of course, we know about Joe Burrow. I mean, we know about him at LSU, and LSU is running the same type of offense the Saints run. I mean, I was looking at the LSU Florida game last night. I was like, man, it was like I was watching the Saints or something. Like some of those offensive plays that they was running. But Joe Burrow was one of them. Jake Fromm, even though he had a terrible game yesterday. Justin Herbert, I don't think we're gonna get him. He's gonna get drafted pretty high. But you got some good quarterbacks still in college that the Saints might can get. But if I was them, I'd probably try to get like a Joe Burrow because he's familiar with the Saints offense and he ran in college. So he's an accurate guy, and I think he has room for improvement. I think he can be a good quarterback in the league. Forget the Falcons, aka the Pigeons. They're terrible and not even worth mentioning. I agree with that, Felix. I agree with that. But yeah, they are pathetic. Cowboys got 1 minute left, and they were the first and 27. Wow. A Cowboy fan said they would be 7-0. They said Cowboys 35-17 versus the Saints. Boy, you sound crazy. Pennywise, whoever your friend is, then they need to get off that yak. They were not going to beat the Saints. They definitely weren't going to beat the Saints. So Rams lost. Ha, pigeons. Rams 3-3, no refs. Jets versus the refs. Shaking my head. A quick question though, man. Somebody said they had 1 minute left in the Cowboy game. Somebody said they had. So did the Cowboys score yet? Did the Cowboys score? Is the score still 24 or 16? So I don't know, man. All I know is that the New Orleans Saints are the best team in the NFC. Because great teams, in my opinion, they find all different type of avenues to win. The Saints can run the football down your throat. They can get the ball down the field. They can play good defense. So that's a recipe for a good team. 54 seconds ain't knocking on the door. 24-16, 3rd and 1. Take Aaron Donald away and they have no chance. Yeah, Aaron Donald, yeah, you take him away, but I don't know, man. Seems like ever since Jared Goff got his bread, he ain't been playing the same. Yeah, that would it seemed like to me. It's like he ain't been playing the same way. But I don't know, man. Let me go over some of these stats. Let me pull up some of these stats. Teddy Bridgewater, 24-36, 240 yards, one touchdown, no interceptions. He had a quarterback rating of 94.7 and a QBR of 40.8, which is horrible. Okay, I mean a QBR of 40, that ain't cutting it. I mean, you play against some of these elite teams, it ain't happening. Latavius Murray, eight carries for 44 yards. Alvin Kamara, 11 carries for 31 yards. Taysom Hill, 3 carries, 17. Ted Ginn, 1 carry, 12. The receivers, Michael Thomas, 8 catches for 89 yards. Jared Cook, 3 catches, 37 yards and a touchdown. Ted Ginn, 2 catches, 36 yards. Latavius Murray, 3 catches, 35. Alvin Kamara, 7 catches, 35. And Josh Hill, 1 catch, 8 yards. I want to say this too. I don't know what the heck going on with the Saints. I mean, if I'm Lil Jordan Humphrey or Austin Carr or any of them guys, I'm like, bruh, like, are these dudes just out here just to be out here just for the Saints can be like, okay, man, we need 11 guys out here on the field. Because I seen Lil Jordan Humphrey out there in uniform. I seen Austin Carr out there in uniform. And I promise you, I ain't see them dudes like, I ain't see a pass go. Them dudes wait no time. So did they just not get separation? Or is it just like, man, look, we ain't got no plays for y'all? I'm just wondering. Because it just seems to me like these dudes just out here. You know what I'm saying? Like they just go throw it to the same 3 dudes. It seems like they don't even care. It seems like they don't even care if these dudes open or something. So I'm just wondering, man. I seen Lil Jordan out there. I seen Austin Carr out there. And I'm like, bruh. I'm like, wow, man, this is crazy. Dak scored 2-point conversion up next. Okay. So Dak just scored a touchdown. The 2-point conversion is up next. Jets about to get the win. So I don't know, man. Like I said, Dallas about to lose the game. For some people saying Dak Prescott scored a touchdown, but I'm pulling it up right now. I'm pulling it up. I mean, the Cowboys, man. What can you say about it? I mean, what can you say about these dudes? Dak scored a touchdown. They're going for a 2-point conversion. Uh, so now I guess they're going for an onside kick because they said Dak Prescott pass to Jason Witten is incomplete. So anyway, if these boys lose to the Jets, man, that's all I'm gonna say. If they lose to the Jets, I mean they got three timeouts. It looked like. So if they have 3 timeouts and they get an onside kick, um, chilling, hoping around different Saints. Oh, chilling, hopping around different Saints podcasts. Yeah, man. What's going on with you, man? This is the State of the Saints podcast. We go live after every Saints game. We also go live during the week as well. So hopefully it won't be your last time, man. I mean, we kind of just talking about different topics right now because, of course, the Saints and the Jaguars wasn't really nothing to too much talk about. Defensively, I mean, the Saints did outstanding job. Offensively, they got a lot of work to do. They do. They definitely got a lot of work to do. But hopefully they can come back next week because, like I said, when you're going up against elite teams, you're not going to be able to make these same mistakes. You're not going to be able to make these same mistakes and think that you're going to win against some of these top NFC teams. And you definitely got to win because you got to win against the NFC. I mean, when you're going up against team in your conference, that's when you're talking about positioning, number 1 seed, and all that kind of stuff there. So Jets lost. Oh, Cowboy low. But this the thing right here. Oh, okay. But they had like 3 timeouts. So I'm just wondering, like, okay, if the Jets take knees and the Cowboys keep calling timeouts, will they get the ball back? But I don't know. I probably not. I mean, I'm pretty sure they just doing, yep. Because what they're doing is they're gonna probably take them knees and then they probably gonna take some knees and then they're gonna keep on calling timeouts or whatever like that to try to see if they can get the ball back. But hey, it's a final. The final 24-22. The Jets get their first win of the season. Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys take a L for 3 straight weeks. So, this is what I'm saying. The Saints got to keep on winning. They got to keep winning, man. No matter how you win. You know, like I said, it can be ugly, it can be pretty. Nevertheless, we still want them W's, man. We still want the W's. That's all I care about. But but that's all I got, man. Thank y'all very much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast this week. We will be going live later on in the week to discuss the Saints taking on the Chicago Bears, man. Should be a big time matchup against the Chicago Bears, who are coming off a bye week. I'm gonna be breaking that game down, and of course, throughout the week, I'm gonna be talking about Saints topics. So, if you have a topic that you want me to talk about, all you have to do is hit me up, email me at stateofthesaints@gmail.com. Or if you follow me on Facebook, you can go to facebook.com, search the State of the Saints podcast. Let me know what you think the topic of the day should be. Every single day, I pick a topic from the New Orleans Saints and I make like a 5-minute video discussing that topic. So if you have a topic you want me to discuss, go ahead and hit me up. But thank y'all very much for checking out the podcast. Hopefully, next week, when we have a live podcast, we are talking about something a little bit more exciting than a 13-6 game. But nevertheless, the Saints did get the W, and shouts out to the defense. Till next time, all I have to say is, who that? Good night, everybody.